Most Australians strive to hit $100,000, $500,000, and $1 million, but very few know when it actually happens according to real data. The gap between expectation and reality is where years of wealth creation slip away. Looking at data analyzed by KPMG, average household net worth in Australia sits at $1.56 million. However, averages are heavily skewed by ultra-wealthy households. The median household net worth, the true middle, tells a very different story, sitting near $700,000. Looking at individual median net worth by age, the picture becomes clear. Australians aged 25 to 29 hold a median net worth of roughly $58,000. By ages 30 to 34, that climbs to $135,000. This means the typical Aussie crosses the $100,000 milestone around age 29 or 30. That is later than many finance influencers claim, but building from zero is always the hardest phase. Early on, almost all growth comes entirely from personal savings. Once you cross $100,000, compound growth begins taking over. At an 8% annual return, $100,000 generates $8,000 a year, creating an accelerating snowball effect. For the $500,000 milestone, Australians typically cross the line in their late 40s to early 50s. The median net worth for 45 to 49-year-olds is $480,000, rising to $580,000 for those aged 50 to 54. That puts the average crossover age around 49 to 51. Jumping from $100,000 to $500,000 often takes 15 to 20 years, which is faster proportionally than hitting that first $100,000. During these years, three engines work simultaneously: higher career earnings, compounding superannuation, and property growth. Housing assets make up nearly 70% of average Australian household net worth, making home ownership a primary wealth engine. What about $1 million? The median data reveals that more than half of individual Australians never reach $1 million in net worth. Median wealth peaks at around $720,000 for the 60 to 64 age group before tapering off in retirement. Reaching seven figures individually usually requires owning property. Additionally, ATO figures highlight significant gender gaps in retirement savings. Men aged 60 to 64 hold an average super balance of $413,700, whereas women hold about $327,400, a 26% gap caused by career breaks, part-time work, and wage differences. These figures show what happens on average, but your timeline is not set in stone. Reaching $100,000 at age 25 instead of 29 gives you 4 extra years of compound growth, which can add over $300,000 by age 50. Investing an extra $250 per month from age 30 at an 8% return adds roughly $375,000 by age 60. Furthermore, simple steps like consolidating duplicate super accounts, held by roughly 21% of Australians, save hundreds in duplicate fees. Intentional choices made today will dramatically accelerate your path to every milestone.